let's talk about Let It Be Said. Do you remember that day at my parents' house? I will never forget walking by your singing group. You guys are in the living room where we keep the toys, and you were singing this chorus, and I just knew we were gonna do that song. What was that song about?
Well, that day was awesome, but I had a scripture that I brought, and even a little bit of a melody. And this particular scripture was a scripture that my husband and I just clung to, and it says, "Let it never be said that I trusted in you and you didn't come to my rescue." And it's honestly a life scripture that we just clung to, that brought us strength and gave us courage.
And I would say that when you brought that little piece of scripture, we were all instantly like, oh.
Yeah, cool, we were all in. Because I think we'd maybe shared a few ideas even.
Yeah, we were bouncing
but when you said that, it's like we'd never heard that phrase before, that verse. Cool. Super fresh.
And that chorus is the only thing that was unchanged.
So here's the funny thing. We get home after that day, we're all inspired. We had verses that we were pretty happy with. Mark starts a text chain, and all of a sudden he's wanting us to kind of maybe refine some of the lyrics. And for the next 2 days, we've just got this whole huge list of new verses that we were messing with, and I don't think any of them we ended up using.
And by text chain, you mean text chain.
I remember the first thing I heard you guys singing before you did all the rewrites, thinking that was so fresh and powerful. Where did that go? And this is like the classic artist thing where we can tweak into oblivion if we're not careful. So then you and I started our own text exchange where you're managing the writing part and we're talking about the production, and we landed somewhere in no man's land.
And super grateful for Karen having come that day with an idea that was like, yeah, like it was from here and it was from experience and it was cool.
And I do think it's something, we talk about in songwriting, we're trying to write songs that have something for people to sink their heart into. Like finding people's voice. What do people need to sing? What do people need to be able to express to the Lord in a song? And I think that it's this declarative thing. Like, you may not feel like you believe that God's faithful, but let it be said.
Say it anyway.
Say it anyway. Sing it anyway. So I'm really stoked about it.
Me too.